Welcome to the Media Nut, where we crack open a variety of communication or media related terms so that you don't have to be the dumb squirrel. And I'm your host, Hannah, breaking from the city of Mumbai. In our previous episode, we looked at a few movies from the house of Disney and Pixar, which surprisingly contained scenes where one could find male gaze, scopophilia, and had content which was sexist and misogynistic. Now, if you haven't checked it out yet, then what are you waiting for? Go check it right now. In today's episode, we will get to know more about the new age platform of scopophilia, which is, to not our surprise, the SNS platforms such as Facebook, Snapchat, and the crowd favorite Instagram. But for this episode, we will only be focusing more on Instagram. How is this connected with scopophilia? Well, let's see. Along the centuries, vision became a dominating culture, and nowadays it transformed into a pleasure in watching images. In contemporary visual culture societies, it is an undeniable fact that the act of watching and showing involves a special pleasure. Everything is alleged to be seen, even the private life, the personal facets, etc. Evidently, there is an established tendency against visibility and transparency. Spectatorship becomes a very important point for social recognition. It is believed that seeing is not just a perception act, but it is a publicity form. So individuals have desire of not just watching others, but also displaying themselves. Hence, a major difference or an upgrade to scopophilia on social media is that it is a two-way process, unlike seen with films where it is only one way. That is, the viewer looks at the actor actresses on screen, but the on screen artists cannot see the viewer. The social sharing network sites certainly increase the demand on the scopophilia of spectatorship of others and of self displaying. Social sharing networks allow individuals to create a visible public profile, conceive a list of people with whom they want to share social relation, and an opportunity to view and share their personal inputs such as messages, videos, and photos. So, SNS are characterized by the pleasure to watch and the scopophilic behavior of images. Images enhance into objects, and in our case, objects of satisfaction to many individuals. Images are an impression of an act or a person. Viewers sometimes get obsessed with the images, and hence these images become more than just the representation of the reality. The adoration of celebrities is an example, whereupon the ordinary person is not really acquainted personally with the celebrity, but follows them and sometimes even starts to objectify them. Sometimes, even mundane photos posted by individuals and celebrities are perverted by voyeur into something inappropriate to view. For example, a photo of someone eating lunch at restaurant. Well, there is nothing so great to indulge from this photo, right? Ignoring the fact that you might be drooling over the food in his or her hand, but passionately watching the photo of women eating her lunch in a restaurant is, well, perversion. According to how the viewer sees the image, it can shape into a perverted form. In social media, sometimes even the basic act of ongoing looking converts a viewer into a voyeur. In the case of scopophilia, it is the transformative experience of moving from spectator to a voyeur. The viewer is observing the sequence, but a voyeur is occupied by them, such as constantly checking out the Instagram perpetually, following the posted pictures and videos all the time, etc. All these change the viewer into a voyeur at times. Personal use of the Instagram on personal phone and personalized, that is, invisible following of accounts of others is producing an isolation sense and acting on individuals' voyeuristic fantasies. Although photos are posted to be trot out, is there to be seen. This individualized setting gives the voyeur and deception of looking into a private world of the person they are interested in. Photos on Instagram satisfies a primal wish for pleasure looking, but it also goes further, developing scopophilia in a narcissistic aspect. So, to conclude this episode, a question arises. To look and to be looked at play an important role in the construction and maintenance of interpersonal relationships. In that case, even if it is quite extreme, can we reach the point that all of us are a potential voyeur? The simple act of looking at images of people on SNS, is it turning us too into scopophiliacs? Thanks for joining in. I hope that this series would have been an amazing journey filled with learning and eye openers for you. Hope to see you soon with a new topic and a new series. I'm your host, Hannah the Media Nut, signing off. Sayonara.